Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy Mike. So for today's video, I wanted to try something a little bit different. Lately we've been doing kind of like stream highlights slash recaps. And yeah, the streams have been really fun. It's been really dope to de-rust in Melee, get a lot better, start improving again. But one thing that I've been getting a lot of are questions. And a lot of these questions are how to improve. I've always been the kind of person who likes teaching people and who also likes the learning process. So for this week's video, I wanted to do something completely different. And what I want to do is answer some of the most common questions and hopefully help you guys improve, hopefully help you guys get your game up. The things I'm going to go over are some of the most important things, I think, when trying to improve at anything. Of course, Melee is like our medium here. Like Melee is the thing that we're all playing, or Smash is the thing that we're all playing. But I think the ideas and principles about what I'm talking about are applicable through anything. So yeah, as an example, I use these tools to get good at Smash, but I can also apply it to other things I'm learning. Like right now I'm spending a lot of time in poker. I'm really trying to take it serious, so I can use these types of ideas and these types of tools to help me with that. And real quick, right before we jump into it, can you guys do me a favor and just click that thumbs up button right below? It would help me out so much. I'd be hella appreciative of it, appreciative. Just click it, all right? That would help me out hella. Thank you so much. Let's get into it. So tip number one is something I think about a lot to help me break autopilot. I think it's really common for people who are grinding games, especially computer games or anything you can play at your desk where you're just constantly in front of a screen. I think it's really common to just fall into the trap of autopiloting. And of course, autopiloting at anything is never gonna be good. What you want when you're practicing is mindful practice. You wanna practice awareness. You wanna practice, positioning. You wanna just basically be aware, have your mind into it. And I'm definitely not gonna lie to you guys, I fall into this trap too. I'll be the one who will play net play for 6 hours straight. I'll stop thinking after an hour or two, but I'm still grinding and I'm just still going at it. But of course, once you're in that autopilot mode, you're not gonna be learning as efficiently. But one thing that really helped me when I was coming up, practicing and really trying to start grinding that awareness was having this one thought throughout my entire session, which was, why did I get hit? Seriously, that's tip number one. Ask yourself why you got hit. Just that one simple question, every time you get hit, every time, Marth grabs you or whatever it might be, asking yourself that one question is how did I get to that spot? Will really start to open up the mental game of Melee for you. Opening up that conversation with yourself is really, really important because it'll make you start examining what you're doing. It'll make you start questioning how you got into that spot to begin with. Were you overextending? Did you get outplayed? Did you get outsmarted? Because once you think about that, once you think about the question of how did I get hit here, the next question is, okay, how do I avoid that? How do I counter that? And basically, your mind just starts growing from that. You start asking these really important questions and you start following along that path. So the next time you find yourself autopiloting, the next time you find yourself getting destroyed by an opponent, seriously, take a second, ask yourself what's going on. Try approaching it from an analytical mindset. Look at it okay, I got hit here. How did I get hit here? Did I overextend? Okay, I overextended, but they were waiting for me. So next time what I'm gonna do is blank. Maybe I'm gonna dash dance more. Maybe I'll wave dash down in place instead of approaching, whatever it might be. But the point is, asking yourself these questions and having that thinking mindset will ultimately improve your play. But really, it all starts with asking yourself these questions, how did I get hit? How did I get put here? Tip number two also has to do with grinding Melee all day. Again, I fall into this trap all the time. I'll find a good opponent on net play and I'm just there grinding, just grinding punishes. But it's also important to remember that grinding punishes or grinding actual matches isn't necessarily the best way to improve. If you're trying to get good at anything fast, of course, putting in the hours is gonna make you improve a lot. But I think the most important thing is finding an optimized way to improve. Finding optimized ways to practice is ultimately the goal. Right? We're playing a 15-year-old game. People have been playing a long time. I know the Samus player has been playing since 1960. So there's no way we're gonna catch up and put in the hours when these people have been playing so many more years than us. The way to improve, and this especially goes for people who are on the come up or you're just starting out, is to make a practice routine. It's not just grinding net play all day. You do have to go spend time in training mode, grinding out your tech, making sure you're clean, making sure you're grinding out punishes. Making a routine like that is so important, and seriously, it goes for players of all levels. Even me, when I was putting in hella time, my ledge dashes were still sloppy, and I definitely could have spent more time in practice mode. Okay, so I wanna give you guys an example of a way that I optimized my practice on something that was really hard for me for a long time. And what that was wave shine out of shield. If you watch any top Fox now, they're constantly getting wave shine out of shield. But a year and a half, 2 years ago, wave shine out of shield was the new thing. It was the hot, fresh Fox thing to do. And it was super hard to do, I'll be honest. It was very hard to accomplish. So of course the scenario of trying to wave shine out of shield does come up when I'm practicing, right? If Falco hits my shield, I'm gonna try to hit them. Or Peach hits my shield, I'm gonna try to wave shine her out and punish. But at the time, even frame perfect shine out of shields were really hard. So in order to practice that, what I did was break down each step of the sequence one by one, and then I started adding them together. So again, I wanted to learn how to wave shine out of shield. Well, I couldn't really shine out of shield at the time. So the first thing, right, is I made it easy. I practiced shine out of shield. But like doing jump shine out of shield like this is pretty hard. So the way I would do it was I would hold down. I would just make it really basic. I want to shine out of shield. To shine out of shield, you press jump and down B. So what I would do is I would hold down and I would just practice the timing of that. Jump, hold down, jump down B. Right? Like initially it would start off like I would do down air sometimes. I'm sliding below A. I wouldn't stay on the ground. And then eventually, over time, you can start getting it pretty perfectly and you start doing it pretty consistently. So then, like I said, we're trying to wave shine. So the next step is to be able to shine out of shield on the ground and then wave dash after it. So in order to practice the movements on my hand, I would hold down and wave dash down in place. I would just make it really easy. I would just make it one quick movement, shine out of shield, jump R, right? Just wave dash down. Just holding down the entire time. I just make it a real basic movement. And then little by little, I started adding another step. Like I would start angling my shine little by little, right? I would start angling my wave dash little by little. And then eventually, once I started getting that down, I didn't have to hold down on shield anymore. I didn't have to hold down at all. I guess I kind of do now. I kind of suck again, but that's fine. And then eventually, everything just starts coming together. My wave dashes are really short right now, but I mean, you get the point. And of course, this is just one example out of so many that I've grinded out and like so many scenarios that I've grinded out and things that were really hard to do at some point, but I've become a lot easier. Like another example of that is like chain grabbing on FD. Like I think a lot of people know me for my punish game against Fox on FD. And like that all started as just like literally me on FD. Right? Like it all started. I broke everything down. I broke every step of it down. I broke down percentages. I broke down when I want to up tilt. I broke down every single aspect of it just so I would be able to get that in tournament. So I think you get my point. Basically, try to find scenarios that you want to work at and take them into practice mode and spend time with them one-on-one instead of waiting for the scenario to come in the middle of the match. You know, in a single match, I'm not sure exactly how many times I would get the opportunity to wave shine out of shield, but it's not going to be as many times as I could do in 15 minutes on my own. So yeah, find those weaknesses in your tech skill, find those spots you want to improve on, break them down and spend time on them one-on-one and learn them efficiently. And here's number 3. Here's my final bit of advice for those who are trying to improve. This is one that I'm actually really bad at. Like, I don't know the last time I actually did this, to be honest with you. Like, even when I was competing in Melee every week at tournaments, like, I was really bad about this. It's probably the most important out of all of these, actually. Analyze your VODs. Like, seriously, watch your matches. It is the most underutilized tool that you can take advantage of, especially in the Slippy era, when all your VODs are saved, all your replays are saved on your computer. You can just go back and watch. Like, you just got destroyed, you just got 4-stocked, you can go back and find out why. Like, that's insane, right? Like, that's crazy to me. To be honest with you guys, I don't spend nearly enough time watching my own matches either. I don't know why, I just never got into the habit, but it is so important. I think the thing that's gonna help you improve the most at, again, not just Smash, but like anything you're trying to do, is having that conscious effort towards it, having that thinking mindset, having that learning mindset. That's the way to improve at things. And watching your replays, watching your matches, watching your VODs, trying to figure out what happened, breaking those situations down, maybe watching them on replay 20 times, you know, watching scenarios, just like that same 5-second sequence over and over and over. Doing those things will really, really help you improve your game. You're gonna really start to understand not only what you were thinking, but also what your opponent was thinking. Why were you in that situation to begin with? How did you get there? What was your opponent thinking? Were they worried? Were they scared? Did they have every option covered? You're really gonna start asking yourself these questions and breaking down everything scenario by scenario by scenario. And being 100% honest with you guys, I think time is spent way more efficiently watching your VODs, watching scenarios, than it is actually playing the game. Approaching the VODs and scenarios from like a problem-solving mindset is going to be way better than just grinding against Falco for 10 hours straight. And I promise you will seriously notice the improvement pretty quickly in your play. Like after studying a match, you know, if I go up against the same player that I studied or the same matchup, I already have a ton more ideas of what to do differently. I have a ton of ideas for the matchup. I start developing game plans. I start developing strategies and counter strategies. And basically the whole point is it gets my noodle moving, you know? I start thinking a bit more. The next time I approach it, like I kind of know what to do. I have a solidified game plan. I'm way more confident. I feel better. You know, I'm already prepared for what's gonna happen. Instead of me going into it just blindly and hoping for the best. So if you don't know how to analyze footage, I would highly recommend going onto YouTube, typing in like, I don't know, Smash Melee analysis or something. I'm sure you'll find one. I'll have some links in the description actually for you guys, just so you don't get too lost. But yeah, if you don't know how to do it, you know, watch a video of somebody analyzing their own match just so you kind of get the idea of what to do and how to do it. But seriously, watching your own tape, watching your own matches is the most underutilized tool. It is going to help you improve tenfold versus people who are not. All right, so I know that might have been pretty fast and that you probably have a lot of thoughts about everything. But I just want to wrap this up with my main point, which is when you're doing anything, whatever you're trying to improve at, if it's Smash or poker or tennis, try to approach things with a learning mindset. That's ultimately going to be the most important tool that you can have when you're trying to get good at or trying to improve at anything. It's just that learning mindset. Asking yourself these active questions. You know, in Smash, it's why am I getting hit? In poker, it's like, why did I lose that hand? Why did I bluff that? Asking yourself these active questions, these mindful questions, and being mindful when you're practicing is ultimately going to make you a better player. And I seriously swear by that. Like, I'm not trying to come from like an ego-filled point of view or anything. I just seriously feel that this learning mindset has helped me improve at like everything that I've wanted to improve at. Not that I'm good at everything, you know, I think I'm pretty bad at a lot of things, obviously. Like I still have a lot of room to improve and grow in literally every aspect of my life. But it all starts with those early questions and those active questions. So yeah, do me a favor, guys. The next time you're practicing, the next time you're grinding out matches, start getting that noodle moving, ask yourself those questions. Why am I getting hit? Try to be active with it and really try to break things down scenario by scenario. And I promise you, you guys will see improvement really quick. Cool. So that's all I got this week. I appreciate you. Again, if you like the video, leave a thumbs up. If you guys have questions, by the way, like feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm pretty good about reading and responding. So if you have actual questions, like hit me up there. You can always like DM me on Twitter or like send me a tweet or whatever. And I'm usually pretty good about responding. So feel free to reach out. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of you. I hope this was helpful. Peace out. Bye. Sayonara. See you next week.